Hey guys, so we're on to part two of my bookshelf tour. Okay, so we're going to get on to the next two shelves. Okay, here they are. I'm going to start over here. This book called Post Secret, this is really cool. I found this website called Post Secret many years ago, and it was all about these people who would they designed these sort of custom-made postcards, and they put their innermost secrets on them, and they would send them into this guy, and he would post them on his website. Well, he got, I guess, so many responses that he ended up making a book. I think there's 2 or 3 books now. This is, I think, the first one, and it's really cool. Go check the website out. I'm sure it's still up, and you'll see a few samples. It's really cool. Okay, this book, Weird U.S., The Odyssey Continues. I got this because when me and my husband went to New York, we always used to see this magazine called Weird New Jersey, and it was the coolest magazine, all about these weird places in New Jersey. And so they also have books, and this one is called Weird U.S. It's just, all over the U.S., obviously. I think there's a Weird New Jersey book, and I think there may be a Weird California book. I'm not sure, but I got this one. And this is the How to Digital Photography Guide. Yeah, I've yet to go through that. Healing the Hungry Self. This is a workbook for eating disorders, dieting, weight loss stuff. It's pretty good. I've gone through some of it and done some of the exercises. It's helpful. The Creative Journal, just exercises to help you journal and get your creativity out there. These are just a couple of writing notebooks of mine. The Complete Idiot's Guide to Writing a Novel, yeah. Oh, I should show you these. These here. These are a zine that I used to publish. I published it for about a year. And, yeah, I used to write for this magazine called Authors that was kind of similar to it. Unpublished authors would send their stories in, and he would publish it in these magazines. And so it folded, and I decided to do my own. I only kept it up for a year, but it was really neat. I did I did 5 issues, I think. And yeah, it's really cool. So I have fond memories of that. And this is my half-written novel, which hopefully I'll get back to one of these days. Okay, so back onto the shelf here. This is Dan Simmons' Song of Cali. This is a good book, but I bought this because I loved his novel, The Terror. That was so good. So I got this. This is good as well. Not as good as that, but good. Margaret Atwood, The Penelopiad. I believe that's poetry. And Margaret Atwood, Bodily Harm, a novel. A Distant Mirror. I love this book. One of my favorites. It's about 13th century, I believe, medieval life. Covers everything. The Black Death, just general life in general. The papacy, royalty, the peasants, everything. Wars. It covers everything. It's just fascinating. Wonderful. Whiteacre by Philippa Gregory. Oh, this is if you read this book, if you like well, I guess kind of bodice ripper type fiction. I'm not really a big fan of that, but this is definitely in that vein, and I could not put this book down. It is absolutely riveting. It's about this evil woman who, just does anything to get her own way, and it takes place in I believe the 17th century or 18th century. Yeah, I guess, 1800s, so 19th century. What am I talking about? Anyway, it's an excellent, excellent book. Highly recommend it. It's fascinating. You won't be able to put it down. Bloody Mary, The Life of Mary Tudor. That was one of Henry VIII's daughters. And, Game of Thrones. Did any of you guys catch Season 3 premiere last night? I thought it was awesome. These are the first 3 books. I have the 4th. I read the first 3, and I got halfway through number 4, and I did not like number 4 at all. I thought it was extremely boring. He seems to have kind of run out of steam in the 4th one. Now, I don't know. I haven't read any of the others. I haven't read number 5 either, so I don't know how that is. But I did not like number 4, but the first 3 are great. I loved them. They were great books. Okay, and this is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Excellent book. All about appreciating the present moment, which is, you know, the most important thing because it's all we ever have. And Deepak Chopra, 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. The Law of Attraction by the Hicks. Again, they're the ones who wrote the Ask and It Is Given book. This is also really, really good. It's, you know, it's kind of out there. I mean, this woman channels this, I forget the name of the entity that she channels, but I mean, it's good advice. Whether you believe that this is a, you know, entity or not, is really kind of irrelevant because it's great advice and practical, and it's good advice to live by, I think. Hell's Gate. Oh, now, okay, I ordered this book from eBay because I'm a big fan of the show Ghost Adventures, and this book is about this bar that they investigated called Bobby Mackey's Music World, which is in, I believe it's in, yeah, Wilder, Kentucky, just came into my mind. And this is supposedly like one of the most haunted places like in the US, and it's got like demonic presences and everything. You know, it's I mean, if you see the shows on Ghost Adventures, it'll blow your mind. But this book is terrible. It was just awful. Now, I don't know whether it's because the guy who wrote this, his name is Douglas Hensley. Sorry, Doug, but, you know, you can't write very well. I mean, the editing is horrible. I mean, there's spelling errors, there's punctuation errors, grammar. It's terrible. And it sounds really hokey in the book. But, you know, when you see the show, Ghost Adventures, if you see a show about Bobby Mackey's Music World, they've done 2 episodes. They're awesome. They're 2 of the best episodes I ever saw. But the book is terrible. Okay. The Complete Short Stories of Ernest Hemingway. Chicago Manual of Style, a must for all editors, which I am. Words into Type, which is the Canadian version of Chicago Manual of Style. How to Write Erotica. Yes, I know how to write it very well, but, you know, I wanted some pointers. The Necrophiles by Donna Lipchuk. Oh, yeah, I really, really loved her column in I Magazine when she wrote for I many years ago. I believe it was called The Necrophiles. And I guess she's put out a couple of books, because this is number 2. I've got number 2. Don't have number 1, but, you know, it's just her columns, I guess, from I. And she's really funny and smart, and I love the book. Jean Plaidy, St. Thomas's Eve. This is about Thomas More, a novel about Thomas More. It's really good from what I remember. I read it a long time ago. Great Short Works of Leo Tolstoy. Let's move these out of the way here. Jesus. Okay. Stand up and talk to 1,000 people and enjoy it. Yeah. Julia Cameron, The Writing Diet. She's the one who she made a lot of money off a book called The Artist's Way, and she's, I guess, a writing teacher, whatever. You know, I felt kind of taken when I bought this book. Very, very, what's the word? The Writing Diet. I mean, seriously, you know, it's the subtitles Write Yourself Right Size. No, that doesn't work. How to Be Happy, damn it. Stephen King on writing. Oh, now, if you're a would-be... shit. Sorry. Now, if you're a would-be writer and you're looking for great writing advice, this is the book, I believe. This is my favorite book I've read so far on writing advice. Now, regardless of whether you think Stephen King is a good writer or not, he gives awesome, awesome writing advice, and you cannot argue with the man's track record. He sold billions and billions of books. So, you know, whether you like his writing or think it's good writing or not, I advise you to read this book if you're a writer, because he gives awesome advice in here. 200 Ways to Love the Body You Have. A Manual of Writer's Tricks by David Carroll. Live Large by Sherry Erdman. Fat Girl by Judith Moore. This is an excellent book. It's biography about a woman who... It was obviously a fat girl, and she grew up to be a fat woman, and it's about her experiences, and she had a pretty sad, horrific life, very abusive home. Her mother was abusive, her grandmother was abusive. She had kind of a rough life, and but she's an incredible writer, and it's a very, very poignant book, and I loved it. I thought it was just beautiful. And she died a couple of years ago, I believe. Small Business Startup Guide. The Queen of Subtleties. This is a novel of Anne Boleyn. Writing Down the Bones. This is another great writing tips book by Natalie Goldberg. It's a classic. What If? Writing Exercises for Fiction Writers. I have used this book so much. It's in good shape. It's surprisingly good shape because I used it a lot. It's got writing exercises packed to the rafters in this book. Really, really great resource to, hone your skills, get your creativity going, get your ideas generating. It's an awesome book. Why Your Life Sucks and What You Can Do About It. That was pretty funny from what I remember, and good advice in there too. Mind Programming by Eldon Taylor. Very smart man. Beating Writer's Block, Idiot's Guide. And another one of my editing tools I have to have, Merriam-Webster Dictionary. 365 Tao. Yeah, these are Tao Te Ching. It boils down all the, the verses in the Tao Te Ching and, makes them understandable and simple and gives you things to think about. It's a really nice book. This my husband found somewhere, and he brought it home for me. I guess he found it on somebody's curb or something. They, left it after a garage sale. Mind Games, a box of psychological play. It's got, like, cards and stuff. I think I used it once. And this is a book he found. I haven't even really looked at this. Michael Cunningham's Specimen Days. I don't know what it's about or whatever. Okay, so that is that shelf. And let's get on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is Your Mythic Journey. Yeah, see, you know what? I buy a lot of these books, like I find them either at garage sales or Value Village or used bookstores, and I buy them, but I rarely read them. This is one of those ones that I haven't even looked at, I don't think. Conversations with God. Yeah, I bought these. I love the first one. This is the first book, and I think there's three or four. I know I have at least 3 of them, and the other 2 were just really fucking hokey and bad. I couldn't get through them. But the first one's good. I liked it. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That's a classic self-help book. Before You Think Another Thought. Who's the author here? Bruce Doyle. Yeah, it's a small little book, and it's really good. I found it at VV or something, I guess, and it's just really good. Really practical advice. Paranormal State by Ryan Buell. I used to watch the show when it was on. It hasn't been on for a few years. And I don't know if you guys know if you're fans of the show or not, but Ryan Buell was diagnosed with cancer a couple of years ago, so he's been fighting that. He's had surgery and all that, so he's been going through quite the bitch, in his life. But I'm a fan of his page on Facebook, and he always posts updates, and he's doing really well. He looks great. He just posted some photos the other day, and he looks really, really good and healthy. So hopefully he's kicking cancer's ass. Zach Bagans, my buddy, Mr. Ghost Adventures. He's got his own book, this one, Dark World. Wasn't really that great, to be honest. Just a lot of rehashing of, if you watch the shows, then it's just really rehashing the episodes and nothing, no enlightening information in there, really. The only thing that I didn't know was his own experience, like what got him started doing the show, and apparently he lived in a haunted apartment, and that's what got him really interested in the paranormal, and so yeah, but I love Zach. He's so cool, and hot, of course. What We May Be, self-help. Rick Steves, France, Belgium, and the Netherlands. I wish. That's all I can say to that one. Willpower is not enough. No, it is not. I can attest to that. Barbara Kingsolver, The Poisonwood Bible. I know a lot of people raved about this novel, and I read it, and I was not really that impressed. I was actually kind of bored. Didn't really like it. Hilary Mantel, Bring Up the Bodies. This is her sequel to Wolf Hall. And I read it. I thought it was really good. I actually think I like this one better than Wolf Hall, which was about Cromwell. This one is about Anne Boleyn. But actually, no, Cromwell is in this too. He's the major character. It's like his Cromwell eye view of the whole Anne Boleyn downfall and execution and that. It's very good. The Wise Woman, another Philippa Gregory. I have not read this. I think I read part of it, but not all of it. Oops. Blink, Malcolm Gladwell. Yeah, I like him a lot. He's really interesting. This, I believe, was his first book. And these are poetry books by Margaret Atwood. This is The Circle Game, not the original, because I know that's a collector's item. Journals of Susanna Moodie, and Selected Poems. And The Tent, Margaret Atwood. I think that's another book of poetry. The Pianist, as in the movie The Pianist. I have not read it. I love the movie. That's why I bought the book. Shorelines by Rory McGregor. This is a really, really good novel. It's about, based on the true story of Tom Thomson, the Group of Seven artist, and his mysterious death. And it's like a love story, so it's like a love story and mystery intertwined, and it's really, really good. I couldn't put that down either. I loved it. Vinegar Hill novel. Jane Smiley, A Thousand Acres, another novel. That was my Oprah's book club phase. The Ethical Slut. Yeah, I saw this. I don't know how I heard of this book, but I saw it somewhere. Of course, the title intrigued me, so I bought it, and I flicked through it, but I haven't read it yet, so I got to give that one another try. Awakening Intuition, Mona Lisa Schultz. It's the Little Things, 300 Simple Ways to Indulge Yourself. Yeah, that's a really good book. It's got little recipes in here and just stuff you can do to pamper yourself, and it's really good. Lighten Up, Loretta LaRoche. It's a weight-related book. The Oculatum, that's kind of like a just fun fortune-telling book. Edward de Bono's Thinking Course. And these are all Janine Roth books. She's a weight loss coach, I guess you could call her. This is Why Wait, A Guide to Ending Compulsive Eating. When Food is Love. This is a really, really good book. It's about how, we use our emotions to, substitute for love a lot of the time. When You Eat at the Refrigerator, Pull Up a Chair. Shit. And Feeding the Hungry Heart, Janine Roth. Somebody to Love. That's about body image and stuff like that. Spook by Mary Roach. This is all about, she's a journalist, and this is, I believe she works for the Globe and Mail, if I'm not mistaken. And or maybe New York, sorry, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's about the paranormal, and she does these, articles on, debunking it, whether it's true or not, and stuff like that. It's interesting. David Lynch, Catching the Big Fish. Yeah, this is really cool. I read it a while ago, so I can't remember much about it, but it's just, David Lynch. I mean, if you've seen any of his movies, he's a pretty unique guy, to say the least. And so, he writes about stuff in here, just his random thoughts and stuff, and it was really good. And this is another more Margaret Atwood poetry. Mornings in the Burned House. I love this. It's really good. I think my favorite one in there's a poem about Helen of Troy that's really good. I love it. Excuses Be Gone, Wayne Dyer. Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth. More Eckhart Tolle, love him. A Medieval Miscellany. Yeah, this is just medieval stuff. You know me. I mean, I love my Tudor history. I love medieval history, and I love all the, pictures and just stories about, what general life was like in those days. Just everyday life. Just how, can you imagine, living now with no electricity, no running water, stuff like that, and all the wars going on, and the class system, and everything. I mean, it's, just totally different. I always wonder what it would be like to live back then. And these kind of books sort of, give me an idea, and I love them. I find them fascinating. What the Bleep Do We Know? Yeah, this is, I don't know if you guys saw the movie, but I thought the movie actually was kind of hokey. The stuff that was with Marlee Matlin, the sort of fictionalized stuff, the movie stuff was just kind of stupid to me and hokey and stuff like that. But the interviews with the scientists and with the doctors and all that was what I really liked about it, and that's why I got the book. Even though it's, I got to be honest, pretty incomprehensible, some of it. Get Out of Your Mind and Into Your Life. Yeah, and I think these are just some of my writing. Oh, here's a couple of weird New Jerseys. What do you know? Yeah, here's a couple of the magazines that we picked up. These are like just, you gotta, I don't know if you can get this online still or not. It's just so great. Like, it's like people, you know, write in about their stories. Like, here's one called the, what is that? The Matawan Creek Ghost Boy, the One-Legged Pilgrim of, like, it's just the Guggenheim Ghost Walks at Night. It's just awesome. This is just the most awesome magazine that I have ever seen. And yeah, so I highly recommend it if you guys can find it anywhere. So I better sign off because I think my my time's gonna run out on YouTube. Okay, so maybe we'll do another one of these. Bye.